Welcome back, guys. Vogel State Park. Wow, what can I say about Vogel? It's one of the two oldest state parks in Georgia. Vogel and Indian Springs were the first state parks in Georgia. Vogel's up near Blairsville, Georgia. It's at an elevation of 2,280 feet. It's at the base of Blood Mountain, and if you don't know about Blood Mountain is there's a couple of different reasons it got its name. One was the red fungus or lichens that grow on the mountain that gives us a red hue, and another one is an old story about the Creek and Cherokees having a battle up on the mountain, and basically the creeks were run red with blood. So who knows which one's correct. There's also an old rumor that the Cherokee buried some gold up on Blood Mountain before they were sent off on the Trail of Tears to Oklahoma. The park is 233 acres, and right in the middle of it is 22-acre Lake Trelita. It was built by the CCC back in the 30s, and it gets its name from the Fred Vogel family. They donated much of the land for the park. Vogel really is just a quintessential state park. It looks like a state park out of a movie. And it's an old state park. I think 1927 was when it was formed. It's either tied for the oldest or it's the second oldest in Georgia. I can't remember the details, but it just, like I said, the mountains, the lake, the little store, the beach. I mean, it's just a quintessential state park.
Here's our little lake view over here.
Okay.
What do you think, Pat? That waterfall? You feel the breeze coming from the waterfall? Feels good.
So if you look at that peak off in the distance, kind of in the middle of the screen, that is Blood Mountain. And Blood Mountain is the highest elevation in Georgia on the Appalachian Trail. It's a little over 4,400 feet. There's a cool little shelter up there that was built by the CCC back in the 30s. And there's some great views up there. So if you're ever around the Neal Gap area, if you're ever here at Vogel and you want a challenging hike, it's about 2 miles and it's straight uphill. There are some switchbacks, but they're steep too, but it's very rewarding at the top. So Blood Mountain, we'll be getting that one probably in the next couple of years. Beckett's a little small. I don't think Townley can quite make it yet, and she's almost 6. So got a 7 or 8 year old, a little older than that, they should be good to go. So Blood Mountain, really worth the hike. Come on, buddy. Look here. All right, cool.
Let's find some more.
We'll take it.
Where are you gonna put it?
Gotta hide it.
Put it right here. What's this thing called?
So this is a fun little game that small towns have started, at least around
There you go.
northern Georgia. They have these little painted rocks, and the kids find them and they just re-hide them. So they're all different. This one obviously has balloons. And so yeah, they were playing this little game on the square in Blairsville. Let's go find some more, guys.
What?
Uh-oh.
Hey!
Yeah, all right. Well, let me see what is on it.
It's Becky's turn.
Let me see what's on it.
No, it's Sissy's turn.
Okay,
You
let me
did
see.
the last one.
You are loved. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's go hide it.
A lot of them have a little inspiration.
Look, it's this way.
All right, so we're at one of my favorite places on earth, and that is Mountain Crossings here at Wallacea. And this is one of the only places on the entire Appalachian Trail that you actually walk under a man-made structure. So the reason this place is so special to me is just one, its location. It's right on the AT. It's up here at Neal's Gap on 129. And the first night I ever backpacked, I actually walked through this area right here, which is kind of a hiker hostel. That's not kind of, it is a hiker hostel. So I walked through this area right here, and I walked about maybe not even a tenth of a mile back and camped my first night. Now I was young, pretty dumb, and thought I could get away with actually not using a sleeping pad that night. It was the summertime, and you know what? I thought I was going to be tough and rough it. And yeah, I froze my butt off. I ended up knocking on their door at 9 o'clock in the morning to buy my first sleeping pad from the store. I don't know if the GoPro picks them up or not, but old hiker shoes that have been worn out. Maybe from southbounders, almost finished. Or northbounders that needed a better fitting shoe. All right, so this is a White Blaze. You look at the camera. Point at it, Beckett. You say, my first one.
My first one.
Yeah, your first one. Do you know what that White Blaze means? That means you're on the Appalachian Trail.
Wow.
Say the AT.
18.
Yeah.
So, which way is this?
We're going to Maine. We're just gonna hike to Maine. Right, Beckett? Right. You leading the way?
Are we hiking to Maine?
Be there in a couple months.
More than a couple months. All right, Beckett, we're looking for those White Blazes. We're gonna find one more, okay? We're officially on the Appalachian Trail.
What's that sign there? What's that sign there?
This looks like a little pretty flower. This is just behind the Mountain Crossing store. Wallacea.
Let's go now. That one?
Yep, going that way. I'll show you. Just look. Come on, Beck. Look, Raven Cliffs Wilderness. So we're leaving the Blood Mountain Wilderness and heading into Raven Cliffs Wilderness. So this is the spot I spent my first night on the trail. It's over 15 years ago now.
I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that subscribe button and join us on our next adventure to Lake Hartwell and Tougaloo State Park.